Who is the blame for the Browns' pathetic showing yesterday afternoon against the Dallas Cowboys? We're going to talk about it. Put your seatbelt on, strap in, let's go. Now, if we're going to give a pie, we're going to give a percentage of that pie, 100% obviously. I'm going to say 40% coaching staff, 60% Deshaun Watson. Now, is that fair to put the offense all on Deshaun Watson? No. But when you talk about the NFL, what do? They praise the quarterback when things are good, and they criticize the quarterback when things are bad. Let's talk about the Browns' playoff win. What do they always say? Baker led them to a playoff victory. Oh, my goodness. Woo! They never say, look at that line. It blocked great. They never say that when things go good. So the line was pathetic. They didn't block a soul. A toddler could have went in there and got a sack last night. That's how bad the line was. But I got to give 60% to Deshaun Watson, and I got to give 40% to the coaching staff. Why am I not putting the defense in there? The defense was not as bad as people are making it out to be. Yes, 33-17. If you look at just the score, if you woke up in the morning, you turned on your TV and you see the Browns lost 33-17, that defense was hot garbage. Not really if you watched the game or if you looked at it. They were put in terrible situations for the majority of the game. If your defense lives on the football field, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, sounds like the name of an album, then the defense is going to give up points. If you are turning the ball over, 2 interceptions by Deshaun Watson. Now, a tipped pass was won by Micah Parsons, and then a drop pass by Elijah Moore, and the defender caught it. But when you look at the box score, nobody cares about that. They're just going to tweet 2 interceptions. I am happy about myself. Yay me. That's all they're going to care about is the numbers of turnovers. You can't turn the ball over in the NFL. That was one of the keys I was talking about earlier before the football game. So I'm not going to put the defense in that pie because they only had about 2 bad drives they gave up during the game. I think at the second drive, Dallas went down the field and it made it look easy. And then later on in the game, they had another sustainful drive when they just went down the field and scored a touchdown. Other than that, it was short fields given up by our offense. And it was turnovers where the defense, they were holding in Aubrey from the Dallas, which I think, I didn't know anything about that guy. I was yelling in a watch party, who is this kid? Who is this young man kicking 66-yarders like they're 20-yarders? He just made every single field goal that he attempted. So that's why the defense is not in my pie for the blame of this pathetic performance. Now, the special teams did give up a punt return, so if you want to put them in your pie chart, if you want to give them a sliver, if you want to give them a percentage, fine. I'm not going to argue with you for that because they did give up a punt return. That is pathetic, and you can't let that happen. Now, I said 40% coaching staff, and here's why. You know your starting tackles are out. You know this could have happened. You could have game planned for this all week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know who you were going against. You knew your first game was against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I'm a realist. I try to keep it real. I don't try to be this person that's always making excuses and an apologist because I am a Browns fan. But we got to wake up and smell the coffee. What kind of coffee? I don't know. And you mean to tell me, with Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence and the crew, that's the game plan you came up with? That's what we're talking about you're going to do on offense? 5 wide. I've seen so many 5 wides. I'm going to write a book called 5 Wide, and I guarantee you as Browns fans, man, we're going to make some money because we can write 300 pages of how many times we go on 5 wide for no reason. We're not going to help on Micah Parsons, who dominated that game. One of the interceptions, he came in free. A no blocker in sight and tipped the ball in the air. That's what we're doing. I didn't see anything different from last year. We didn't move Deshaun Watson outside the pocket. We didn't do anything creative. We just said, hey, drop back there, buddy, and pick them apart. And it didn't happen. The coaching staff didn't adjust. We went into halftime. We looked like the same pathetic, terrible offense. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I wanted to cry, but I didn't because I needed to man up and take this butt whooping. So I'm going to blame the coaching staff for not being ready, knowing your tackles are going to be out, and the offense looked just awful. I couldn't think of a better word to say, but awful. So that's why I am putting 40% on the coaching staff. Now, I want to go back and watch this game when I'm not calling it on camera so I can really see what's really going on and why we looked as bad as we did. But my 60% that I'm going to go back to now is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun. If anybody's ever watched a watch party with me or, have watched my videos, I try to be fair when it comes to Deshaun Watson. I am not one of those that can't wait to see him fail. I am not one of those that are like, ha, 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 look at this, worst thing ever. But I'm going to keep it honest. I said I think he was going to start slow in the first quarter. Hopefully he would pick it up as the game goes on. But I think that might be the worst that I have seen Deshaun Watson ever play. Ever play. I'm not talking about just in the Browns uniform, but ever play. I've seen him miss throws before, but he was looking like Joe Bowserman out there. Ohio State fans may get that reference. He was throwing footballs into the stands, not even close to his receiver. That was problem number one that I seen. Problem number two, it just looks like he doesn't trust himself in reading the defense. Hesitating to throw the football. Hesitating to get it out of the way. So as much as I blame the coaching staff of not adjusting, some of that goes on Deshaun Watson, holding the ball too long. There was plays where there were receivers open and he just didn't pull the trigger. He didn't pull the trigger. You have got to get rid of the football. Now, is he better than me? Sure. I would just throw it out of bounds as soon as I say hike because I don't want to get sacked by Micah Parsons. But it's not about me. This is about Deshaun Watson. Now, this is the year for Deshaun to prove to the fans, to prove to himself that he still got it. Now, I am a firm believer, and I have said it's going to take him time. People don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. It's going to take him time to get back to where he needs to be. Now, is it going to be Houston 2020? That Deshaun Watson might be gone, and we may have to live with that as Cleveland Browns fans. But can he get back to being a capable top 10 quarterback? Sure. If it's not here by week 7, week 8, there's no more excuses for Deshaun Watson. We could have gave it to him when he was suspended. We could have gave it to him because he was injured, but we're here now. And I'm not ready. I'm not saying, oh my goodness, it's over. That's not what this is about. But what it's about is what I seen yesterday, and it was not good at all. So hopefully next week he looks better than what he did on Sunday. But that's why he gets 60% of the blame, because when quarterbacks do good, all we say is great things about the quarterback. We never say that line was perfect last week. Look at them. All we do is say, look at the numbers. Look how great the quarterback was. Nobody says, look at that line. So since he played terrible, I'm not going to say, man, that line was awful. Even though they were, I'm not going to put them as part of the pie. I've got to give it to Deshaun Watson, 60% to DW4. And that's how I am splitting up the pie for that pathetic loss against the Dallas Cowboys. This offense has got to get better, ladies and gentlemen. If it does not get better soon, this is going to be a problem. And I think they will get better. I think they will get it together. I am a positive Pete. If you know me, I am not a negative Nancy. I think it will get better, but I have to keep it real. And I always do. It's one of the worst offensive performances I have ever seen. They were hot garbage. They were trash. And I call it how I see it. They got to get better. Coaching has to get better. Deshaun has to get better. The line has to get better. Everybody has to get better because they all sucked yesterday. They were all hot trash. Nobody on that offense played good yesterday. Not one person. Deshaun, 169, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, Ford, 12 carries, 44 yards. That's okay. Deshaun was okay scrambling. The Njoku hurt. Hopefully he can come back and play. Nobody played good yesterday on offense. Not one person. Cooper dropped a touchdown pass. Amari Cooper dropped a touchdown pass. That's all you need to know about yesterday on offense. Let me know, who do you blame for this pathetic performance? Put it in the comment section below. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the support. If you're still here, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, turn on all your notifications. That game yesterday, man, I'm out of here. And if you're still here, hashtag pathetic. That's all I got. You know the drill. It's all love. Peace.